humans aren't born out of laying around on their asses. We're the dominant species. We built all this. We're powerful and we're beautiful and we're ready to build the next level of civilization in God's plan. If you love God and you want to build a pro-human future, you must become the victor. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is the truth, and everyone knows it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I did a video about Donald Trump allegedly canceling Black History Month, Pride Month, Martin Luther King Day. It was a ridiculous narrative put forth by the media. But honestly, I agree with a lot of it. I do. I agree that there shouldn't be specific months. You know, there shouldn't be Pride Month. There shouldn't be Black History Month. The only month that I think we should have in this country is Veterans Month. I think that's the only one. Now, you can have certain days if you want, but it's like we've got Black History Month, we've got Pride Month, we've got Disability Month, but we got Veterans Day. That to me is backwards and incredibly weird. Anyway, I made a video and I was a little bit critical of Tyrone Magnus. I stand by that video. However, to Tyrone's credit, while he was watching MSNBC and while he was doing something in that video that I disagree with, which is sort of, mulling the idea that maybe Trump and maybe his administration are canceling Black History Month because, they're kind of racist, maybe a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit of Klan energy. I don't agree with Tyrone's perspective on this whole, Black empowerment thing. I would say the same thing about any race of people or any group of people, tribalism and stuff like that. I just find it to be pathetic, to be honest. And I made that abundantly clear, and I understand that that's a perspective that he has. Whenever there's a topic about Black people or Black culture, Tyrone gets very apprehensive. And it's a journey. I mentioned this very clearly. He has progressed a lot, because in 2016, some may not remember, Tyrone put out a video that there's no other word for it. It was pathetic. It was basically lamenting that Trump, I went to the store and there was this somber tone and everyone was looking at me like, I'm sorry. But we hope that Trump doesn't round you up and put you into camp. The audacity and the absolute absurdity of that. Donald Trump is a 90s Democrat that grew up in New York, that's been praised by Jesse Jackson, that was loved by Snoop Dogg and rappers. And, it's like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, all these people have given him awards. He was good friends with Oprah, but the idea was, no, Trump's going to come in and he's going to round you up. And I just got to say, it's obnoxious. And I think that's a weakness of Tyrone's, is that when he hears things that may affect Black people, he reacts almost like, oh, I'm going to believe the propaganda at first. And then he sort of comes around. Now, eventually, I think he's going to become desensitized to their programming and to their bullshit. But in the meantime, it's just sort of like, it is like 5 steps forward, 2 steps back, sort of thing. But anyway, Tyrone put out a video called Media Lies About Trump Canceling Black History Month. So kudos to him. It's a great, great thing to see him make a revision and come out with this, because a lot of other people would just stay completely silent. Now, again, my personal belief is that I think that these months should go, but I understand that there are a lot of people that don't agree with that, and that's perfectly fine. But without further ado, I want to play a little bit of this video to sort of put things in perspective, get the details and the facts of the situation out of the way, and then I want to wrap it up, because this isn't going to be a super long video, but I do think it's an important one.
You may have seen this memo, and you may have seen some media reports that Trump is canceling Black History Month. That is not happening. Let's talk about it.
Okay. I did. Yeah, the
How's
news,
everybody
they
doing?
didn't
My
show
name is
that
Anthony Brian
right
Logan, and
up.
today we got to talk about all the news reports that say Trump is canceling Black History Month. Now, as I said from the very beginning, this is not true. It is a complete lie. It never was
Okay.
true. There was never any kind of inkling of truth to this. This is the media yet again taking bits and pieces of information together, putting a false headline on it, and feeding it to the general public. Now,
Okay.
first things first, I
Can't say that that's never been done before.
wanted to show you the declaration for Black History Month on our government's website, okay?
Now, you guys did send me that. Like right after I put up the video, you guys sent me that, and I was like, okay, cool. So, I read that.
Just a word of advice, Tyrone. You'll never see this video, but if MSNBC says anything ever, take a moment and do a bit of due diligence. This isn't a knock on you. It's just a reality that unfortunately, the media in this country is so dishonest. And so, like, dude, you were watching MSNBC and a homosexual black man with obvious Trump derangement syndrome was telling you that Trump was canceling Black History Month. If that sort of thing occurs again, maybe just take a moment and be like, okay, this guy is obviously off his rocker. This guy is insane. He's a creepy, I mean, the guy looked like a weirdo. You know, he looked like a weirdo. He looked like a degenerate. These people have lied about Trump since 2016. I think it's time to recognize that they're not going to tell the whole truth and to be emotionally captured by that. At a certain point, it's no longer on them, it's on you.
Now let's continue here.
On a what's this? Probably whitehouse.gov. Yeah, whitehouse.gov.
So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Black History Month is going to be happening. It is a thing. Trump is not canceling.
So look, National Black History Month 2025 by the President of the United States of America proclamation, and that is January 31st, 2025. Now, some are going to say, well, look, this is just him trying to, clean up behind himself, trying to, nah, because this is what Trump has always done. There's always been a Black History Month proclamation.
Okay.
His entire time in the office and now. So it's not anything new. This is not him just trying to save face. This is what Trump always does. Okay? So look, today I am very honored to recognize February 2025 as National Black History Month. Every year, National Black History Month is an occasion to celebrate the contributions of so many Black American patriots who have indelibly shaped our nation's history. And there's more, but I will link to it right here. Okay, I'll link to it in the box. Again, this comes from whitehouse.gov, National Black History Month proclamation. All right, now let's go to that memo that you may have seen. Let's go to the memo. Now, this comes from the Defense Intelligence Agency. All right, this under DOD, Pete Hegseth, or whatever. Now, I'm going to just read this piece right here so you understand exactly what's going on. And then you're going to see how they made this be something else other than what it is. So look,
Okay.
the agency is working internally with the department to implement the executive orders ending racial and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing and initial recessions of harmful executive orders and actions dated January 20th, 2025. We are receiving questions across the workforce on the way forward with special emphasis programs, special observances, agency resource groups, affinity groups, and employee networking groups. Basically, how will this executive order about ending wasteful programs and DEI, how will that affect the workplace? That's the question that's being asked. Now, second part, the DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency, will pause all activities and events related to agency special emphasis programs effective immediately and until further notice. Additionally, special observances hosted
What I took
throughout the year
from
by
that
the command.
is basically them trying to figure out what they were going to do going forward without implementing, I guess, the heavy-handed DEI way of things as
Right.
of late. That's what I was kind of like. They wanted to figure out how they were going to observe all these things going forward without pushing.
Which the Department of Defense should not be celebrating Juneteenth. The Department of Defense should not be celebrating Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Like, those asterisks are days off. Like, we're not going to be, that's absurd. Look, if you want to honor somebody, that's your personal thing. But it's ridiculous to say that, oh no, the Department of Defense doesn't have to come to work that day. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. Martin Luther King, he wasn't a president. Yes, he was somebody who was historically significant. But, I don't know. There's just always been something weird. Like, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Like, it's not that you get a day off or anything, but it's like, all of these history months, it's always struck me as weird. National Disability Employment Awareness Month. Like, come on. Anyway, I'm really glad that Tyrone did a follow-up video. He usually does. But my reason for a critique is not because I have anything against him. I said in my initial video, I've watched him for years. I think that he's come a long way. And do you know what I think helped bring him over to, I don't want to say the right, but a more libertarian mindset? Honestly, I honestly think it was Dragon Ball Super. I know some people may think it's crazy, but I think it was Dragon Ball Super. I think it was Kale and Khalifa. All those years ago, watching them get Super Saiyan without trying, like that sort of woke DEI garbage. In fact, I want to show you something. This is from many years ago. This just shows you how long I've been watching this guy.
I don't understand. I'm a super elite. That does it. That's it. This planet is history. Hear me, Kakarot. You're finished.
So, this will be on my backup channel. If you're watching it, you're watching my backup channel. So let's check this out. Hopefully. Alrighty. Fuck her up, Goku.
Let's talk about this shit. Let's talk about it. I don't even know where to start with this shit. Fuck Kale and fuck Khalifa. Fuck 'em.
We don't know, the evolution of the,
Fuck 'em.
the Universe 6 Saiyans, they don't have tails. Maybe they're just all prodigies.
Oh, this all makes sense. This is great.
Woo! Get the fuck out of here.
Did you bitch when Gotenks went Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Z? How about that? Did you cry like a baby then?
Okay, I'm not gonna play this shit.
Goten and Trunks.
Ass pullicious.
A tingle in my back. That's how I do it.
Ah! Shit! Oh my god! Son of a fucking bitch!
She's bro.
So for those who don't know what you're watching, somebody took the time to dub Tyrone's rant about Dragon Ball Super, where he was ranting about Kale and Khalifa just immediately getting Super Saiyan. And for those who are not into anime, there's a long history in Dragon Ball Z where it's like Vegeta, for example. It basically broke him to get Super Saiyan. Like, he had to go through like the most intense workout, the most intense mental rigorous training. Like, Goku turning Super Saiyan was like the end of a legend. Like, it was the prophecy, and Vegeta getting it was due to like pure effort and then just like mental fortitude. And then Kel and Khalifa are like, oh, there's some bubbles on our back, and then they turn Super Saiyan. I think this was the beginning of him sort of realizing that wokeness was infecting entertainment, and it was not good. Like, this sort of injection and infection was was a major problem. And I think this is the beginning of his transformation, if you want to know the truth.
Well, it's not canon, so, these are canon, so, this is, now, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God.
She's broke. Don't say she's not, because she is. I don't want to hear any of that fucking bullshit. Oh, is that how they're gonna go free? What are you gonna do, Goku? Teach them the fucking fusion dance? Huh? How somebody gonna give them fucking earrings? Oh my God. Fuck these bitches. Oh my God. Oh, yo, I had no idea that was gonna be that fucking good. Oh man, that was fucking good.
Yeah, it was funny. So, so I like Tyrone's content. I think he's actually really, really funny. I think he's come a long way. It's just that every once in a while there's something like that, MSNBC says something and, oh, maybe they're legit. It's like, dude, no. MSNBC is the worst. They're a bed of snakes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.